Here in Seattle, we do have some light snow, but we have some big-time snow on the way for the west. And next, a deep freeze. Southern meteorologist Chris Warren with more on that coming up next on Weather Center.
Thanks for staying with us tonight on Weather Center. It's 10:30 Eastern Time, 9:30 Central, 7:30 on the West Coast. I'm Crystal Lager. Chris Warren is live in Seattle, Washington for the latest on the stormy winter blast we're getting in the west. Mark Elliott is checking Twitter for great pics of the snow in Washington. But let's start with our coverage and storm tracker, Jim Cantori, live action radar. Where is the rain and snow right now?
Oh, Crystal, there's plenty of snow across the west. And, I think Chris is just getting into the fun now. There's an area of snow that's converging just to the south of him, and it's just kind of percolating, and we're seeing the higher reflectivity. So he's going to be in this for a while. The big question is, how intense does it come down, and what happens as the cold air also works in? So bridges and overpasses, if they're not already, are going to start getting interesting, certainly in that area. Temperatures, though, mainly above freezing. Here's the big trough in the west. You can see it rolling on through. Of course, you've got surface high pressure up here in British Columbia, so cold air spilling down in through the gorge, spilling down through the Fraser River. And this whole trough is just going to continue to dig all the way down to the west coast and then make the turn on eastward. And, of course, as it does, the cold air will follow. With that, though, wintry precipitation. Let's check it out. Here's our low pressure now, and interestingly enough, it continues to spin up all sorts of bands of snow. You can see these really coming into Oregon. We've had rain, snow, temperatures also drop, it seems like, with each successive band that comes on through. But as these come in from the south and west, remember, we've got the cold air that's draining down through the Columbia River Gorge into Portland. So really wild dynamic going on there, as you too by tomorrow morning should feature some interesting weather. Obviously, the Cascades have definitely had the most snow in through here, but we are starting to see some pretty heavy snow totals now, especially up there in the coast of Skagit County and also into Snohomish County as well. And now you can see things cranking in King County, so good news. All right, here's the snow in and around Portland. Again, the coastal range has done well. We've seen the Cascades and through here do well as well. The Dalles, obviously cold temperatures. This is where we've had some snow. Interstate 84, again, heading east of Portland is where it gets tricky tonight, and eventually into Portland it gets tricky. Now, we've talked about some of these advisories that go all the way down into the hills around San Francisco. We are expecting accumulating snow down to 1,000 feet, even snow expected in Napa and Sonoma. The picture you're looking at here is from February 5th, 1976. This is from Art Frisch, who did this, or took this, I should say, many pictures for the San Francisco Chronicle, which was the last time we had snow down all the way to the seacoast. Will it happen again? There's a very good chance of that, especially with the kind of air mass that we are dealing with right in through here. So will we see a repeat of 76? Time will tell, Crystal. Friday night, Saturday morning looks interesting in San Francisco. Back to you.
Absolutely. We'll be watching it. Cold air from Canada is colliding with the moisture off the Pacific, as Jim just told us. The result means we're going to see a lot of snow across the Northwest, including cities like Portland and Seattle, where we could get accumulation. Let's go out to meteorologist Chris Warren live there. Chris, you already look cold, and to think it's only going to get colder.
Yeah, it is only going to get colder, Crystal. And the thing is, with a snow event in western Washington, not everybody sees the same amount. It's usually not a uniform situation. People tend to get hit harder than others, and it really depends on the kind of scenario we have, and sometimes a little bit of luck. Who gets away with not much and who gets a lot? People getting a lot right now to the north. As Jim was saying, it's Skagit County, Whatcom County right now. We're seeing some of the heaviest snow falling. And let's talk about the roads as well, and bring in Alice Feynman with the Washington State Department of Transportation, joining us live on the phone right now. And Alice, what are we seeing right now? I've heard some reports of some spin-outs and some troubles out on the roadways. What are the trouble spots, and what can you tell us as far as the reports go?
Yeah, like you said, we're sending some extra trucks up north into that, Stanwood, Mount Vernon area. And also we're hearing some reports of some spin-outs out on the coast in the Hood Canal area. So we really just are encouraging people to slow down. And as you get up in the morning and you think there might be ice on the roads, just take your time.
And Alice, what about like eastern Pierce County and eastern King County? Any problems there?
We're still looking pretty good in Pierce County and King County, but like I said, as the road temperatures, I'm looking on our website, are dropping pretty fast, especially in the Hood Canal area.
Okay, Alice Feynman, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Appreciate that update. And again, yes, you do need to be careful out on the roads, especially in the morning. When I look out right here in Seattle, I see the shiny streets. I see that it's wet, but with temperatures dropping down, there's a good chance we are going to have some icy spots throughout much of Western Washington and the Northwest. Let's get the latest right now in the Digital Media Center with meteorologist Mark Elliott. Hi, Mark.
Hey, Chris. Yeah, we've been watching your rapidly changing conditions throughout the evening hours, and let me show you a great picture that shows exactly that. On one side of this picture, we have snow. On the other side, it's a sunny day. This is from Tacoma a little bit earlier on in the day, and yeah, very rapidly changing situation. But this is from north of you on I-5. There is a lot of snow on portions of the roadways, so there's definitely still some trouble zones to watch out for. This one in Covington, just off to the south and east, snow definitely was accumulating there. Crystal, over to you.
Spring on hold in the west. So it was certainly a terrible morning commute for drivers in St. Louis. We'll tell you what caused this 20-car pileup. Straight ahead. Unbelievable.
There once was a hungry road that wouldn't let drivers get very far. It wore out their tires, forcing them to buy new ones time and time again. Then along came the Michelin Man, who proved the right tire changes everything. With long-lasting tires in place, those drivers were back on the road to saving money. Michelin Hydro Edge tires last up to 33,000 miles longer. Michelin, a better way forward.
What's up? Oh, my feet are killing me. You should get some custom fit orthotics.
Dr. Scholl's Custom Fit Orthotic Center. It recommends the custom fit orthotic that's best for your feet, and foot care scientists are behind it.
You get immediate comfort.
And you could save a couple $100.
For locations, see drscholls.com.
Chronologically, I'm 60 years old. Is it the new 40? I don't know. I probably feel about 30.
How is it that we don't act our age?
You keep us young.
We were having too much fun. We weren't thinking about it well at that time.
We have responsibilities to the kids and ourselves.
We're the Vargos, and we created our wills on LegalZoom.
Finally.
We created LegalZoom to help you take care of the ones you love. Go to LegalZoom.com today and complete your will in minutes. At LegalZoom.com, we put the law on your side.
Hey, I am really distracted by this sandwich. I'm probably going to veer in your lane, so watch out.
Accidents don't announce themselves. That's why the RX helps protect you with 360 degrees of safety. See your Lexus dealer.
Close enough just isn't good enough. If your car is in an accident, make sure it's repaired with the right replacement parts. Take the scary out of life with Travelers. Call or click now for an agent or quote.
The Weather Channel in prime time. Up next on the Weather Channel, Mike Bettis is your guide for a Weather Channel thrill ride. Weather caught on camera. Up next on the Weather Channel. Primed for excitement.
Wake up with Al and your weather today. Weekday mornings from 6 to 11 on the Weather Channel. And now, your local on the 8s.
live look at Portland, Seattle, and Salt Lake City, where after the snow comes the cold. For the latest, let's head out now to Chris Warren, live in Seattle.
That's exactly right. We are watching for some cold air to move down from the north. And you know, you think about the storms that go through the middle part of the country. You have the L, you have the warm front out ahead of it and the cold front, and it's nice and neat. You know where all the snow is going to be. You know where it's going to turn over to rain. Not necessarily the case in Western Washington. Take a look at this and take a look at the setup you have. You have big high pressure in BC. It's cold high pressure, dome high pressure. Then you have a low that develops, comes down the coast. This is one scenario that helps draw some of that cold air that wouldn't necessarily be here in the first place out of Canada on down into Western Washington, and wrapping around that, coming out the Pacific, you get moisture, you get snow, but you have that very, very cold air coming all the way down, and we're looking for temperatures, in some cases, almost 40 degrees below average this time of year. Crystal?
My brakes are just like, no, you're not gonna stop. And then I see people in front of me, and they're just piled up, and there's like, boom, just everybody just hitting each other.
New video coming into the Weather Channel Satellite Center this evening. For the first time, we're hearing what it was like to get caught up in a massive pileup in St. Louis that was caused by freezing rain. Kim Cunningham is standing by in the newsroom with more. Kim?
And Crystal, there are dozens of mangled vehicles and dozens of injuries tonight after freezing rain turned I-64 in St. Louis into a virtual slip and slide. Here's Jim with more insight on the crash.
Last night during the 10 o'clock weather center, this area of showers and thunderstorms popped up in northeast Oklahoma, southeast Kansas, and southwestern parts of Missouri. Didn't think anything of it. They were going to be below severe limits. I even tweeted about it. But little did we know it was going to play a huge role in the early morning rush hour this morning in St. Louis. Meteorologist Alan Rios has spent some time in St. Louis. And Alan, what happened last night? I mean, all of a sudden, we got thunderstorms that turned into an icy problem in St. Louis in the morning. What happened?
Exactly. And we didn't see a lot of precipitation, by the way. It was only 600 precipitation total across the St. Louis area. But as you can see here, as we have it in the time-lapse mode, precipitation began to move in just before 5 o'clock. So as cars are traveling eastbound on I-64, crossing over Vandevetter, that's where we saw the car pileup that took place this morning. This moved pretty rapidly between 4 o'clock in the morning, and then by 7, as you can see, moving north of 270 back up into Illinois.
All right, so the pink shade shows us isolated frozen precipitation. That's the radar picking.
That's right. The pink you're seeing is freezing rain and sleet, even a little patchy area of snow north of 270. Now, as we take a look at Google Earth, you can see I-40 or I-64 and Highway 40 from west of downtown heading into downtown St. Louis. We've got plenty of intersections here, so you got a lot of overpasses as you're traveling into the downtown part of St. Louis. And as you cross over the Poplar Street Bridge, you're crossing over the Mississippi River. So a lot of elevated roadways there with temperatures below freezing. That's where we saw the
Where was the
conditions.
big 24-car pileup on this?
24-car pileup was right around here, near Vandevetter and Interstate 64. So that's where we saw the cars piling up due to a jackknife tractor trailer that actually caused a lot of that accident.
Yeah, and just thinking enough, almost everyone involved in that pileup was injured. Almost everyone. One person, unfortunately, critically injured. Thanks, Alan. Appreciate that.
No problem.
Time now to count down our top 5 videos of the day.
A lot of great videos coming in from people enjoying the snow and the sun. Let's get the countdown started here with number 5. This is, of course, a dog everybody wants. If you can catch the snow, the snowblower shooting out, you've got yourself a home run.
Oh, love this one. It kind of looks like a sprinkler when you just glance, but that's snow blowing up and enjoying it. How many
Otto, by the way.
animals have we seen in the snow?
At least one a night, to be honest. Here's number 4. This is, we're talking about a winter festival here. This is Jeff's Zoo in Mayville, New York. And when I